the live stream. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday. We're just starting our live stream here. Setting up. So just bear with me for a second while we start our live stream in this rainy Japan. How is everyone doing? If you're joining already, just drop a hello. Up here. Hello, person on Twitch. Points here. Today we're not driving on an American Truck Simulator. We are driving a Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa is the beast, the goat of all simulators, and been here forever, over 10 years now. We're driving a Super today. It's raining Japan. It's daylight in Japan, like nighttime. Quite a lot of rain. Let's get the volume from the game down a little bit. Because usually for American Truck Simulator it needs to be a little louder. The fakest car. What is a real car to you, dude? Just because I'm not out on the road, I'm playing a game. Just chill. Or bring the hate on. It usually brings more viewers. Thank you, man. Somebody that understands the value. How much did the car part cost? Wow, you're the very first person, I think, ever in all my streaming history that asks the right question. Because people usually think, how much did it cost? And how much the whole thing costs? It's really pretty irrelevant. Because you can race with a PC and a monitor at home. And here, what makes this simulator special is the car. So I spent about $300 in car parts. And I spent about $400 in wood, carpet, all the other stuff. So in total, about $700. And on my YouTube channel, there is a tutorial where you can find step by step, and I break down all the costs. How much did it cost for every single part, for everything, and you can check out step by step instructions. Because like I said, I went a little bit overboard here, but I live stream, I create content, so I've got 3 TVs. As you can see, I can see the rear view mirror on my right. I can see the rear view on my left. So I do have quite more than most people usually have for their sim racing. But it's just a preference. And my computer is a little bit an overkill. And I have a 4090 here with a 9950X3D, which is a lot more than most people need, but I do create content, so I'm live streaming now in 4 platforms. And with like 2 or 3 cameras connected. I have the pedal camera, I have the main camera, I have the gauge camera. Yeah, I mean, but you know, that's not as hard as people think. It's a lot of work, but it's not as hard. Hey, Noob Sim Racing, how you doing, man? Dude, I'm using Maven, the Maven whatever, I forgot their name now. Let me pull my chat window down here because it's kind of hard to read. Too far from me. I'm gonna put it right here. It's not showing too much, is it? Yeah, a little bit. Ooh. I want to go back to fix. I want to fix my. Hey, Melissa Dingo. So I gotta fix my screen here. I'm putting my chat window here, down here. Yeah, I'm using his filters, and I'm paying for their Patreon, his Patreon. I'm not even like getting it for free. Right here is good. Yeah, I'm just trying to get my cat windows here a little better. I am Victor. I just had reset the game here because I was fixing my windows. I can use the wipers here on the stock and the turn signal. I'm just trying to get my windows in a better location because when I'm playing American Truck Simulator, it's easier for me to read the chat and keep driving. And now it's a lot happening here. It's raining pretty hard. I can't see very well. And I have to take my eyes off the road to read. So that causes accidents. As nobody should be taking their eyes off the road to read text during a live stream. How much did it all cost? So what makes this simulator unique, the car part, was about $700. $300 in car parts and another $400 like wood, carpet, metal, Arduinos to make all the buttons work. So every single button here works. You know, that kind of stuff. The LCD screen. How did I make the car buttons work in game? So that was a process that I did. So essentially, I created a button box out of real car parts. So if you're familiar with button boxes in sim racing, essentially you get buttons, you connect them to Arduinos, and that Arduino is seen by the computer as a joystick, right? So I use the buttons in the climate control, for instance, or here, or anywhere in the system here. There's everything, every single button you see here works. And all I did was connect new wires to the board, capture the signal from the buttons, and connect them to an Arduino. So that makes it, you know, detect whenever I click the buttons. So I can click the buttons and they will do button things. And the Arduino then sends to the computer a signal that a joystick button has been pressed. I also added the LEDs logic because the board in the original Volvo has LEDs, so you'll be able to notice that if I click the buttons here, it switches between the orange and green. That's because the LEDs, and for all the other LEDs as well. Hey, my secret account. What's good, man? Today I'm driving here in Japan, and it's just to keep within the theme, it's pretty rainy, as it was in the American Truck Simulator for some reason. And in Florida. Like the weather pattern is trying to mimic my real life pattern here. Although today it's pretty sunny outside. It's a little harder to read the text while I'm driving here in Assetto Corsa, but it's doable. Yes, Assetto Corsa. I should play American Truck Simulator. Dude, I've been playing American Truck Simulator the whole week. Every morning when I'm streaming, I've been streaming American Truck Simulator. Yeah, this is, alongside with BeamNG and American Truck Simulator, my favorite games. I like them both equally. Especially the rain. The rain in this game is like unmatched. The behavior of the water on the windshield, there's no other game, and this is a mod. It's pretty hard to go fast here with the chat going on and the traffic and the rain. I'm doing like 200 kilometers an hour, 130 miles an hour right now. That's pretty fast. Just maybe it doesn't look that fast. Yeah, but I gotta take my eyes off the road to read the chat. That is, a split second here can cause a crash. Unlike American Truck Simulator that allows you to kind of just chill. I even put the music a little bit different here. This is less of a chilling game and more of a, I don't know, thrill. But still relaxing nonetheless. And here in this server in particular, there's the point system. You see the points up here? I don't know if I'm pointing to the right place, but right here there's some points. And so as you drive, you cut traffic. The closer you are to the traffic, and then the faster you're driving, you get more points and combos and whatnot. And you only have 3 chances. So if you just swipe in any car or barrier or wall or anything, that will count as a crash, and that will take one of your 3 strikes away from you. And you have about 20 minutes to get your points. I think it's 25 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Can't recall right now. And then that's your run, and that gets you a place in the ranking system. My personal best right now is like 1 billion points. See, it's just moving around the millions, so it's like 38 million, almost 39 million now. And my personal best is 1 billion points while live streaming, reading the chat, and driving around traffic. And if I drive here, you see the point stop, because this is not considered cheating, but it's like a break. You take a break there if you want, so it stops counting the points, and then you go back. It goes back. It's a pretty cool system, and I think it's unique. I don't think any other server has this capability. And they're adding a bunch of new stuff here in the No Hesi server. I heard that they are adding a possibility of changing cars without having to leave the server. I'm driving a Supra. Right there on the gauge cluster, if you look at the text on the gauge cluster, you'll see a Toyota Supra MK5. And the name of the server is right there also, No Hesi. Right down here. So, because in this game, it doesn't really matter. I usually don't run out of fuel, because you'd have to drive here for a very long time to run out of fuel. I put the information there, the car information, because a lot of people ask, what car are you driving? So it's just easier to have the name there. And also there's another thing here. There's a perfect, not a perfect, but a better speed to cut traffic. So the traffic is kind of calibrated for you to drive just at around 120 to 140 miles an hour. So if you drive, I just crashed. Now I lost one of the bars there on the points display. So if you drive too fast, you're not going to get the gaps in the perfect places. And if you drive too slow, you won't get a lot of points. So 120 to 140 miles an hour, that's usually the sweet spot for speed. And then you just swim. If I sell this, how much would I sell? I don't know how much it would charge. I am finishing a BMW E60 electronics that I'm using to record the tutorial for YouTube, and I will sell it later. But I think it will be kind of a bidding war because there's so many people interested right now in buying it. So I'm not really sure how much I'll charge for it, because there's a lot of people interested. And I have the Volvo also that I built for the tutorial that's in my garage. I have another simulator in my garage right now, just sitting there, without the TV, all the other stuff, just the car part. So I'll have a BMW and a Volvo to sell. But most likely, it's gonna have a bidding war. I mean, it's to my advantage, right? I worked quite hard on it. It's not expensive if you want to DIY yourself, but as any DIY, if you want to, buy something that is ready, you'll pay more money. Just fair. Just how it works. Am I gonna help them connect? Connection is quite simple, actually. It's so the one I built, the BMW and the Volvos, both are built in a way that they're very easy to reassemble. So I am making like parts that are not interconnected to each other. The way you put them together is just unique. And also like the electronics part, just USB. So like you would connect any joystick out there, that's how you connect here. Basically you just connect to the USB port, and then you set up in game and you tell like this button will do this, that button will do that. Oh yeah, I crashed, so it resets. But that's alright, I'm not going for a point run right now. Just chilling. And it's raining too much. It's harder to do a point run when it's raining. The slightest skid will get you off and make you crash a little. And you don't have to wreck the car so the points get like reset. It's just a tiny, like, see, I'm gonna just touch, it goes red, it counts as a touch. Same on the wall, like if I just like nudge the wall, boom. Do some of the buttons work, or they are only for display? Nothing interesting. So every single button, there's not a single button here that does not work. Every single button works. So I can do anything with them. I can press, like, change camera. This button down here will change the rear view mirror, so you'll now see behind my steering wheel will have a D-pad. You can see my rear view mirror moving up and down. I can change the rear view on my right if I press it again. So you'll see now in the rain it's not easy to see, but I'm moving that one as well. All of these buttons work. They're set up to different things. Right now in this game, there's not a lot of things that I can map. Like for instance, I have the traction control in the same button that turns on and off the traction control. Turn it off now. All right, it's off now. And what else do I have set up here? The auto button changes to automatic shifter. So now I can just drive without, it's on neutral and it's shifting for me. My daughter sometimes likes to drive here and play, and so I use an easy button just to go and change to auto as I crash here. Okay, I'm gonna put it back to automatic. I just click auto again and it reverts back to manual, so now it's not gonna shift. See, it's on neutral, it's neutral. That's right here. I need to engage gear. Wouldn't a VR headset be easier to establish? It would be a lot easier than nothing, but there's a few, pros and cons about a VR headset. The first one, for me personally, I get motion sickness. I put it on, in 10 minutes, I'm sick in the back. I can't. Second is the weight, and it's hot. I can't play for like 2 hours. I can sit here and play for 4 hours, 5 hours, the whole day if I want, because I have a triple TV here, so I can see 180-degree view of my car in game. Then you have the other thing. VR headsets don't have real buttons. I can touch and press real buttons here. I have my wipers in the right place. I have everything working. So it's just, there's pros and cons, like I said. You need a much smaller footprint if you're using a VR headset. But again, I don't have any space constraints, so I don't care. This is my home office. I can just have a half of a car here with a passenger seat, and I'm not, tight. There's plenty of room here. So yeah, for some people, VR is the best. I do have a VR headset, by the way. My daughter uses more because she doesn't get motion sickness. I do. If I'm playing like, oh, the rain kind of stopped here. But if I'm playing, for instance, like games that are not moving or flying, I can take the VR headset for about 30 minutes before getting that nausea, that comes with the VR headset. I don't know if you ever played with a VR. Some people are like prone to motion sickness, some aren't. Now the rain's stopping. The road's still wet, but it's getting a lot easier now to cut traffic. Yeah. I mean, I used to stream with the lights, the Philips Hue lights, because I do have three Philips Hue lights on top of here, and they react like the game, so the light's brighter, it'll be brighter. But then that would look too realistic, and a lot of people would think that I'm driving a real car and would report me. And so I put the points up here, so it's really clear I'm driving a video game. And then I just turned on all lights around me. I have 3 big content creation lights here right now, just to make the point that I'm driving in a simulator, and people can see better, like the cockpit. One con, is that people think that there's no lights, and everything here is lit. The back lights are all on right now, but I can see it in my real life, but you can't see in the game and in the streaming because the camera has to adjust to a lot of light. If I keep it real, man, a lot of people don't get it. And they don't start calling the cops necessarily, but they report my live stream. They don't even see, for 10 seconds. They will go like, this guy is driving in live streaming, report. And then I would always win after I appeal. Like I go and say, I'm not driving, because I get a notification, that I violated their terms and service for safety. Every single time I win, but every single time I have to do that. And this gets my account shadow banned, which it still is. Like I have 15 people watching on TikTok right now, and I used to have 2,000, 3,000 people watching at the same time before they changed that. And it is what it is. How much did it cost to build everything, Paris? I mean, again, I will break down into the part that makes this sim rig unique. So what makes this sim rig special is the car, right? The real interior, working real interior. That was about $300 in car parts, and another $400 in wood, carpet, all the other stuff that makes the thing work. Electronics, the wood that's holding everything together, metal that holds the steering wheel together, about $400. So $700 can get you set up with a real car. And then obviously I spent a lot more because I have a triple TV set up here, and I have a very powerful computer to run 4K in 3 TVs, and Livestream at the same time. And even still, I'm getting 72, 75, sometimes even 60s FPS, depending on where I am, how many cars are around me. So, and I have not the most powerful, because my GPU is not a 5090, it's a 4090. So I spent a lot more than $700, but you could go as low as, you have a PC, you buy a steering wheel, wheelbase, you know, all that kind of stuff, and a car, like $700 for the car, then say another $500 for a wheelbase, pedal. You're looking at maybe $1,500, $2,000 if you have the PC, which is pretty reasonable in sim racing world. Not cheap by any means, but not expensive. And if you're interested in building one, on my YouTube channel, there is a bunch of tutorials. I'm releasing more tutorials on my YouTube, teaching people how to build this. Because I'm not one to withhold information, you know. The water spray from the cars is really annoying because they get in the way, and then I have to keep like doing a single swipe. Oh, that's alright, it's gonna dry. How did I make the wheel work with the real steering wheel? So on my YouTube channel, there's a tutorial about that. Essentially what I did is I bought a cheap Fanatec steering wheel. I'm using a Fanatec wheelbase, and as you can see here, there's this green board. This is a Fanatec guts, you know, from the steering wheel. All I had to do is cut the part behind the steering wheel, the real steering wheel that connects to the car, connect the quick release to the steering wheel, add the electronics so Fanatec thinks that there is a steering wheel attached, Fanatec one, and then I am hijacking some of the power here just to connect the ESP32, which is a controller that makes all the buttons light up and work. Essentially, that's what I did. So you can also watch a step-by-step tutorial on my YouTube channel. That'll teach you how to do that. And that works for Moza as well. It's just, I'm not using a Moza or Camos or any other steering wheel for that matter. I actually used the same method to build a steering wheel for a friend of mine on TikTok called Rice Pudding. Yes, sir. My YouTube is in my bio. There's also a link on YouTube to my tutorial on how to get the Apple CarPlay thing working. Right now, I am showing my PC information. I can let me give you a little bit of a close-up, so you can see that I have the PC CPU temperature, the CPU load, the GPU load, the GPU temperature, CPU speed, memory consumption, frame rate. My CPU fan is not connected correctly. I gotta fix that, but it's working. It's just not showing the speed. And I have other, like if I press this button here, it'll change. I have other information on my Apple CarPlay. So you see there's the turbo pressure on the top. I can't like really point, but there's turbo pressure, then there's water temperature, there is oil pressure, oil temperature, current trip with all kinds of information depending if I'm driving on a lap on a track. It'll say how many fuels remaining per lap. That all work, but you need to be driving on a real track. This is an open world track, so it doesn't really work that way. Then there's tire information off to the right here. And then down here, you have track information with the name of the track, which is Shutoku Revival Project. That's just sliding on here. You can see right now it's passing Shutoku Revival. Then I have the track length, which 190 kilometers. This is a huge open world track and a pretty cool one if you ask me. then you have temperature. Now it's open up. The sun is open up. Thank you, Hamkaya. Thank you. So yeah, the Apple CarPlay also shows what is the standings, the race standings, and also the music that's playing right now. So this is what's playing right now on my playlist. I'm using a copyright-free playlist because I'm also streaming on YouTube. And if I put any music that's copyrighted, YouTube is gonna say, nope, don't like that. And then there's the home screen. Are the miles connected to the game by any chance? Oh yes, sir, Dr. BBL, they are connected. Because here I drove 47 miles since I started this game today, and the main odometer and the trip odometer work. So I can actually reset it if I want. And it'll zero out. If I start driving, it'll just go up, just like it would. So let me go back here to my screen. Thank you, everybody that's hitting that follow button on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. And I have a new follower on Twitch. I see you, Daryl. How are you doing this morning? How did I make this, guys? So if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see a tutorial, a detailed step-by-step tutorial with cost breakdown and everything. Link in my bio. Thank you, Dr. BBL. Thanks, man. Yeah, my Twitch is very slow. It's hard to be discovered on Twitch. So I'm trying to push some of my good old followers to go to my Twitch. So if you're following, watching on TikTok, you follow me for a long time, want to help out, just hop on Twitch and say hello there. Do I play other games? Yes, I do. In fact, I've been playing American Truck Simulator most of the week. I played American Truck Simulator, I think, every day in the morning and sometimes in the evening also. And I also play BeamNG, and I also play Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is one of my favorites. I really like that game. So wait, the 109,333 kilometers is what you've done since you made the setting. No, Paris. Unfortunately, mileage on the gauge cluster only goes up. I can't change it. So what happens is I bought it it was at 98,000 miles when I bought it. But I drove a lot. I drove for like 2 years before I figured out a way to make the odometer work. So now the odometer is working. It wasn't when I started, but since I made the odometer work, I did drive well over, now it's just about 11,000 miles since I improved my rig by adding the odometer. Am I planning to add motion? Man, I really wish I could, but I don't think with the current build I could add motion. I do have a butt kicker in my seat, so I feel the vibrations of the road, but it's not a motion platform per se, you know? Hamkaya, so is it possible to share a video of the visual settings in the future? Oh yes, it is. I'll make a video about that. That's a good idea. That's a simple video that a lot of people ask me, how did I get the visuals to look like this? But yeah, I can make a video about that. Just swimming through traffic. And I also have, when I'm driving in tracks, what's the size of the monitors? It's 65 inch, so they're all 65, all three of them. So there's a lot of real estate up above that's not being used for you guys, but I am using because the chat and a bunch of information about the live stream is all over the top of the screen here where you guys can't really see. However, one of my chat windows is off to this side monitor here now, just to make it easier for me to turn my head and see it. It's easier looking to the side than looking up. I might try one day to go hyper realistic and see how that goes again. It's been a while since I, used the the Philips Hue on the live stream. I use it every time when I'm playing alone because I don't need all the lights shining on me. Can you turn on the lights to react to the game? I can, however, they're not going to show very well because I have 2 extra lights shining on me here onto the sides that are not just the Philips Hue. So you won't be able to notice the difference because there's a lot of lights on me right now. And I have to get up and turn off the lights so you would see it dark enough and be able to notice the difference. What am I playing, Matthew? I'm playing Assetto Corsa. But the lights will react. Like for instance, right now I'm inside the tunnel here, and it would be yellow. Everything here would be showing kind of a yellowish tone. And then as soon as I drive off the tunnel, go into the dark area here, it would be darker. And then every time I go through a lighter patch, it would go lighter and darker, lighter and darker, just like when you're driving a real car. Oh yeah, I have the E60 cockpit also that I'm working on. Do I have multiple? Yes and no. I have another Volvo in my garage right now that I am using to record the tutorial. So if you go to YouTube and check out the tutorial, that's the one I built, not this one. This one was built already, and people were asking, how did you build it? How did you build it? So I started a new build where, I had to buy another interior and build that one. So that's what I did. And then the BMW was, I have a friend of mine, neighbor, that wanted a simulator like mine. So I helped him build the BMW. I built for him. He had it for a while, and he played a lot, but he had a new kid, and he decided to just sell it. So I took it apart, and now I'm working on the electronics so we can sell it with the fully working electronics. He didn't really care about the buttons, so we didn't make them work for him, but I want to make them work to sell it. No Hesse, yes sir. In my YouTube, do I show the lights? That's a good question. I don't think I do. But if you watch my videos, especially the older videos, I usually have the Philips Hue lights when I'm recording a video. And so you can see the difference. Like, it's not just a TV obviously shining brighter. What's my favorite car to drive in Assetto Corsa? No Hesse. That's a good question, man. My favorite is the Cadillac CT5. And unfortunately, they took it away from the main online server right now. But I can still drive offline. Oh no, I'm doing so well. That's alright, I'm not going for a point run anyways. And then you start going more reckless. Funny because my personal best, I did it while live streaming and reading the chat. So maybe I drive better under pressure or not. Just as I'm saying I drive better, I crashed the car. Oh yeah, that is true. Any car you download from No Hesi, you can just play it offline. It's pretty cool, man. And they make very good mods. I really wish they made a Volvo S60R. That'd be pretty awesome. I've been asking forever, and they haven't. Maybe now that you can't drive any cars, they'll allow it. I don't know. Yeah, there is a very good S60 model in the set of Corsa. Unfortunately, I can't bring any model to the online gaming, obviously, but I can drive it offline. Fun to drive in Nordschleife with a Volvo. A lot of fun. And Crash in BeamNG, I also have a few Volvos. One is like my real Volvo. I have 3 Volvos in real life, but I'm kind of weird. That's what happens when you floor it. There's no way to cut traffic flooring all the time, especially in heavy traffic like I am right now. Although here the traffic's not that heavy now. Boom. As fast as I can till I crash. Oh, that was fast. Going as fast as I can till I crash. Wiping is not counting as crashing. Kind of. Oh, come on. Pay attention. What is my opinion on getting a 2008 Volvo V70 3.2 as a first car? I am biased. I think Volvos are pretty good, pretty reliable, pretty fast. However, I would urge you to check the engine. That's not a real available configuration for a Volvo 2008, especially a V70. If it's 2008, it's the P2 platform, which is the same as this one. The P2 platform was sold from 2001 till 2009, and they were available only in 5-cylinder configurations that went from like 2.3 to 2.5 liter engines, with differences on turbo sizes and a few other small things here and there. So the fastest one is the Volvo S60R, which had a 2.5 liter turbo engine with 300 horsepower and all-wheel drive. And that one is not the most reliable one because in order to get that displacement, they just thin the walls on the cylinder heads. So it is prone to cracking. So the best, more reliable and strongest engine you can get that can get a lot of power and you can tune to easily to 500 plus horsepower is the Volvo S60 T5 from that same era. Not gonna have the same Bosch as the S60R because it doesn't have like some of the features like the stitched trim parts, stitched leather. It doesn't have the space ball. Even if you find it manual, usually it comes with a different type of shifter. It doesn't have the adaptive chassis settings. It's a pretty good car nonetheless. The best world, what some people do is they get the S60R and then they change the engine for the T5 so they can tune and kind of go bananas with it. And if you can find the S60R with the M66 gearbox, which is the manual Spaceball 6-speed manual shifter, that one is very rare and very good. That's the one I have in my garage. I have a 2005 Volvo S60R with the manual transmission. However, I don't have a T5 engine. I have the original engine from the S60R. 1,000 plus miles away? Yeah, man, they're hard to find nowadays, unfortunately. And ours have been destroyed by people lately, like all kinds of weird mods and all kinds of weird stuff happening on them. I was very lucky to find an R that wasn't destroyed with interior destroyed, but my engine was destroyed. I got a car that it was tuned to more than 600 horsepower when I bought it. So the wheel bearings spun on it. So right now I have to change my motor. Just a second. Sorry, I'm back. Talking to my daughter here. I made you want an S60 again? Yeah, dude, I am totally crazy about them. I'm super, I love any car that's underrated, like sleeper cars that you look at a traffic light, and people who don't know cars that just, drool over BMWs, Audis, Mercedes, Porsches, think only those cars are fast. You just accelerate and you leave them in the dust. That's always fun, man. And Volvos are like that. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but you can find versions of Volvos that are kind of insane. The 850R, T5R, that was pretty cool. And they were in the BTCC championship in the UK. That was awesome. The Flying Bricks, that's where my username comes from. The S60Rs doing 0 to 60 in like 5 seconds. They're faster than BMW's M3 from the same year, or Subaru's WRX. But those are great cars, and people don't actually know what they are. that's the same reason why I really like the Cadillac CT5D, the Blackwing. I mean, we all know it's super fast, but if you're not super aware, you're gonna look at one in the traffic light and you're gonna go like, huh, that's sedan? Crazy. That's not a fast car. And then that car goes to have like what, 700 horsepower? That's just like crazy power. Yeah, the T5 takes a second to spool. You're right, especially because of the turbos. They were always very reliant on turbos. The Chevy SS, exactly. That's the same thing. I love sleeper cars. So obviously, it's not just the Volvo. Thank you, Leza. Sorry, I missed your message. It's not just the Volvos that I like. I just ended up loving Volvos, and one Volvo saved my life. In 2007, I had an accident where I was driving a Volvo 850, and I'm here today because of a Volvo. So whenever people make fun of me for driving a Volvo, I just laugh. It's just laughable. You don't know cars. That's why you're laughing. Yes, Porsches. There's Porsches that are faster. There are BMWs that are faster, especially nowadays. But dude, is being fast all you care about? My Volvo 2022 S60 T8 has 415 horsepower OEM and does 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. Come on. You can't do that in your Honda Civic unless you're the Type R, which I don't know if it does in 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, but we're gonna go neck to neck and I'm in a Volvo. That's pretty awesome. The other day, somebody was making fun of me on Facebook about the Volvo thing, and he drives a Corvette, 2012, I think, or something. And his version of the Corvette is the automatic one that does 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. Like, how insane is that with my Volvo S60 sedan, a car that nobody gives, you know, anything to it, can accelerate just as fast as that Corvette. Yeah, 0.1 seconds slower. That's reaction time. So, yeah. Sorry, I went on a rant here about Volvos. Oh, Lianu, don't mention that. I really enjoy helping out people build their simulators, so I don't, you know, if somebody asks me questions about the simulator, I will answer them the best way I can, because when I built my simulator, I really appreciated the help that I got from a lot of people, especially the guy who made the code for the gauge cluster, Andy. Shout out to that guy. So all I'm trying to do is just give it back to the community a little bit. Gotta watch out when I crash, otherwise my hands can suffer with the impact. Yes, it is, man. I agree with you. I need an airbag simulator. That'd be cool, right? Have something that pops up like a fake airbag. That'd be cool. I already thought about editing a video and trying to match like with a footage of an airbag blowing, same camera angle. You know, with that explosion kind of type of thing, the camera falling. That'd be cool. I will eventually. I'm always after ideas for videos. I love making videos about the simulator. And I'm making the tutorials now, so I'm having a lot of fun doing that. Every time I make a tutorial, I learn something new about making the buttons work, and I make better versions of it. It's a lot of fun. I honestly enjoy building just as much as I enjoy playing it. It might sound insane, but that is the truth. That was a close one. In the middle of a turn. There we go. Ow. Ow, ow. That's a movie type crash. Sometimes I reach to the top here because this advanced button is the button that goes back to the cockpit in American Truck Simulator. And I've been playing American Truck Simulator the whole week. So the memory, muscle memory just kicks in, and I go like, whenever I go on the exterior camera. I was thinking about driving a lap around Nordschleife today. Might do that after. What mods am I using, boss man? So essentially there are not a lot actually. So I'm using obviously CSP preview, so I can get rain and all the other mods installed. I'm using Pure, both from Patreon. Then I'm also using, content manager. You gotta have that. You gotta set of course I modded. Then I am in the NoHesi, this server right here. NoHesi server, and then I'm just using Shutoku Revival Project track and the cars that they provide you at the server. So right now I'm driving a Supra MK5. See again? Oh, that went up. Muscle memory is a pain. Yeah, those are the mods that I'm using. Not that many. And I'm using a PP filter that is from Maven Graphics on Patreon also. Since I kind of make money with content creation, I pay for a few mods that I think that are worth paying, like Maven Graphics. Has a good graphics filter. That looks pretty good, especially in the nighttime. Getting dark here in the game, so you'll see the nighttime version in a few minutes. Almost. This fifth gear is very versatile. And when I'm driving in track, the map works here on my Apple CarPlay. Here, the map does not work because I am driving on an open world, and open worlds don't have a start and finish line, and therefore they can't draw the map, unfortunately. But in anything different, if there's a start and stop, start and finish line, that works. Part of the track here where it's 2 lanes. but I usually make the U-turn. Where can you find the video where I made the steering wheel? Wesley. So you can find it on YouTube. If you click on my bio there, you'll find a link to my YouTube channel, and I think I have the steering wheel video directly linked there. If it's not, just go to my YouTube channel, check out my videos. You'll find a tutorial for the steering wheel, the Apple CarPlay, and the whole simulator. Right now I'm working on the electronics to show you guys how to get the buttons working, but already on my YouTube you can find several tutorials. But you're welcome, man. I hope it helps. And if you don't have a Fanatec like I do, just know that it works with pretty much any steering wheel. The process is the same. If you want, you can get like the interior from the steering wheel, sacrifice it, or you can just get the an ESP32 there. I'm gonna make a video about the ESP32. So if you have like a Moza or a Camus or any other steering wheel, you can get them to work as well. Turn the wheel more to get the car unstable. As it's getting dark here in Japan. They know how to make beautiful sunsets. Almost. Hey, yo, boy. Oh. Ha ha ha, no. Oh. If you go to a pick and pull junkyard, you can get pretty cheap steering wheels, man. Oh, thank you, user. I try to help. Unless people are just attacking me because I'm driving a Volvo or because I spent money on a simulator, on a hobby that I really enjoy. Then I get snarky. Just a tiny scratch. It shouldn't count. Where did I enter the sim? It's open. My sim rig is open. So let me show you guys. So you can kind of see here. You see here, the TV kind of ends here. So there's an entrance. The TV is on an angle, so you can kind of just walk out. Same here on here, although you can't see it because I'm in front of it. Hey, Itchy! See what you make me do? I get so excited when I see you, man. How you doing this evening for you? Dude, you're already going to Sunday. I hate that. I just started my Saturday. I'm sure you do, man. I left your live stream while I was having dinner the other day. I always enjoy your live stream, man. How do you like the camera and the sound? You're my expert, my go-to expert about sound and camera. I put more lights and I changed the angle of the lights a little bit. So, yes sir, the mile is counting. It's counting with an error of 0.1 miles per 100 miles, but it is working. You got a big TV, man? What'd you get? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 4K 120 Hertz, but what did you get? Just one, or are you gonna wrap yourself around like me? Go bananas. I wasn't supposed to fit there. Nice. 144 Hertz? Ah, that's pro level, dude. Mine is just 120 Hertz. Granted, until they release like a 6090 or a 7090, I can't run 4K here at 120 Hertz on all three TVs. I'm running 75, 76, and get the CarPlay bigger. 76, 70-ish FPS on the top right corner. And I have the 4090 with the 9950X3D. And I bet if I was using the 5090, I'd be getting like 100, maybe 20, 30 FPS more. Thank you, Jacob. I wish there were more people like you, especially on YouTube and Twitch. But I do appreciate everyone that's coming probably from my Instagram and giving me a follow on my Twitch. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I don't get it. The internet allows people, you know, to be whatever they want, and some people choose to be, you know, DICKS. I don't know if it's work, man. I don't know. What do you think? I think at 70 FPS it's running pretty smooth here. The only game that sucks in terms of FPS, and I feel it, is American Truck Simulator. But that's their issue. They're badly optimized. Like ATS and ETS2, I don't know what they're doing. Like even a set of forces sometimes, like right now, it's 69, 71 frames per second, and I'm using 60% of my GPU and 30% of my CPU load. That sucks. Got boxed in. You mean with a 5090, right? You can get 4 times the lossless scaling. How much did my setup cost? Ouch. So let me break down for you in 2 parts. So there's the car part, which was about $300, and then there is the structure to get the car, you know, set up. So I spent $300 in car parts in total, with the seat, you know, steering wheel, dashboard, everything you see here. Then another $400 in wood, carpet, Arduinos, ESP32, wiring, and whatnot. So I'd say about $700 to get like the car set up. Then obviously I did not spend only $700 if you consider the computer, which in my case, like I was just talking about, is a 4090 with a 9950X3D. That's not cheap. That is true, Flavius, especially if you're considering the direct drive one. But to be fair, you gotta buy the steering wheel here, also the wheelbase actually, you know. That will cost you more. But you can get like, let's throw a scenario here where you have a computer It's not a potato. It can run a set of ports, but it's not like high end. Then you have a monitor already because you do have a computer with all the peripherals, right? So you spend $700 on the car and the structure. Then you spend another 500-ish, $599. I think you can get like a Moza R5 with the pedals. And you get like for $30, $40 a USB shifter from Amazon or AliExpress. You're looking at what, $1,300? $1,500 in total for, you know, the sim rig. But like, okay, no, I don't want to, it's too expensive. Okay, what are you going to buy? Like any sim rig structure that is firm enough, like stable enough, will cost you about $600 anyways. And that will be like tube aluminum structure that will do the trick, but that will look just like any others. 16K. I think mine, I did the math the other day, I'm at around 10K with the TVs. Well, granted, there's some stuff here that I did not buy because I got it for free from, you know, people that want me to show stuff like the butt kicker and the wheelbase, but I'm at around 10K now. What would be a good starter PC? So, I mean, it depends, right? Most sim games, simulators nowadays, they run like they're pretty old now. Like a set of Corsa is 10 years, 11 years old now. Automobilista 2, it's at least 5 or 6 years now. There's, you know, most games. Obviously, if you're running triple, you're going to spend a lot more money. If you're running a single, you can get away with a, you know, a 3000 series GPU, even a 2000, 2090, a 2080, and a fairly good CPU that is maybe AM4. So you can get away with a lot, you know, a very simple computer. With a $1,500 computer, you can get away with it and play, you know, fairly good frame rate with fairly good graphics. Maybe not the best in the world, but fairly good. You bearded Sim. Thank you, man. Thank you, Flavius. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Awesome, man. Thank you for the flower, dude. Ow, ow, ow. There was no gap. And that's why you don't do this in real life. Your luck will run out eventually. In a few minutes, I'll have to end the live stream. Just around 10 a.m. Gotta go for a drive in the real world. Boring. That's not boring, but I drive safely in the real roads. Not as excited as you. Do I still have force feedback on the wheel? Yes, I do, Flavius. So I have 12 Newton meters here. I'm using a Fanatec Club Sport DD. So you can tell by if I crash, so let me take my hands off the wheel, it'll just do its, own force feedback thing. So I'm not touching the wheel and it's just going. That was a good crash. Yeah, but I do have 12 Newton meters. I did have to tone it down to about 70%, so because cars have power steering, right? So if it's too heavy, it's not realistic. So I gotta tone it down a little bit, but still strong enough that I can feel the force feedback. But it's a little heavier than a real car, but not as heavy as people, pretend it's fun to have like super heavy steering wheels and it's not the same. Let's go for a track. Let's go for a couple laps in Nordschleife and then... All right, so let's open up. Let's go on the server, Nordschleife here. Let's go on a empty one. And what are we going to drive? Let's go with a Porsche. I like the sound of this Porsche, although that Supra was nice. Let's go with the Supra. I don't think I've ever went around Nordschleife with the Supra. So yeah, you can kind of see here, triple TVs. I might want to change now for pedal. So you can kind of see what's going on. Let's put the track map. It's raining. And it's really rainy here in Nordschleife. All right. I don't know if the track would be closed for the Tourstaaten. Yeah, there's that too, because real steering wheels, they behave differently. Gotta go a little bit slower. It's the first time with this car in this track, and it's raining pretty hard. And I gotta stay away from the corners because that's water pools. High beam's on. Oh, it's on. So easy to take off there on that turn after the hill. That's why that guy from the movie Gran Turismo flew in the track. Yep, that's not optimal weather. It's on the server, so I can't really choose. And I'm okay with it. I live in Florida. I gotta get used to rain, right? I just gotta stay away from the puddles. That'll help a lot. Go a little bit slower than usual. and even sometimes leave the gear a little bit up so I don't spin because I got my traction control off. I think I do have ABS on, and I have on realistic, I think, because if the car has ABS, why not use it, right? And I'm using a Supra MK5, so this car does have ABS. Check out there's a nut here that is kind of falling, so I gotta fix that. You were asking about the force feedback, because, oh yes, no, if you put a real wheel on a Logitech, dude, that's not gonna work. I mean, you're gonna feel some force feedback, but I don't think your wheel is gonna last for too long. I don't recommend it. If you have a Trustmaster, you know, the T300 or a Logitech G29-ish, that will not do the trick. Oh, too fast there. The weather is improving. I see the sun. Here comes the sun. I guess you guys prefer that I do sing. It's beautiful how the sun's hitting the droplets now. It's kind of sparkling. Yeah, if the wheel is lighter, that could work. Like for instance, this wheel here, sorry, not this one, the BMW one that I have, weighs the same as a Porsche from Fanatec, just about a kilo. So I think that would be able to handle too much there. Close. Good morning, Rothan. Welcome back. Big puddle there. Stay away from the puddles. That's the golden rule. Too much there. Getting excited and making little mistakes with the rain here. Almost. Too fast down there. That turn again. Oh, I hope this rain stops. It was opening up. I think it depends on where I am in the track. Like right there, it's a little worse. But now it's getting better here. This part of the track is fun. One of my favorite parts. And I'm sure you guys have seen Misha Peruding driving his laps around the track. That was so much fun to watch. Oh yeah, I do need a pedal upgrade, man. If you have contacts with companies that want to, you know, have their pedals here. This pedal I got from Moza for my tutorial build, and it's still better than the Fanatec one that I have. But I don't wanna go and spend. I don't know if Moza will send me again. I took too long to post a tutorial. I hope I didn't burn the bridge. I can send an email to them. I posted, and I did a lot of advertising for them, but still. Yeah, I mean, I asked them to send a stronger like wheelbase for me. They sent the R5, so I can't use the R5 here. I have 12 newton meters now. I'd be okay with their, you know, more powerful one. So I'll reach out to them. I still have the contact. I don't know if the girl still works there. Or if you want to send me your contact. I don't remember the girl's name. And the rain is stopping. Still wet. And I like Moza. I really do. Went too hard on that apex. Yeah, trying to stay away from the puddles completely destroys your racing line. What car am I driving? I'm driving the Toyota Supra MK5 in-game. Kind of wasn't expecting to grab some airtime there. This is the Supra MK5 and I'm driving in the No Hesi server. If you ever come to Florida, what should you see? Places or anything? Dude, get away from the parks. Don't go to the parks. I mean, if you really must, go to one or two, like Universal and one from Disney. And then go to, there's a lot of springs here that are pretty here in Florida. You can get like beautiful beaches, especially here on the west coast of Florida, by the Gulf of America. So you can get like beautiful beaches there. You can go and, you know, paddleboard. There's springs. There's a spring called Rainbow Spring. That's a beautiful spring. There's Wiki Wachi. What else? King's Landing is another beautiful spring. There's a bunch of beautiful places you can go around. Obviously, you can go to Daytona, the racetrack. The racetrack is pretty cool. I did the passenger experience in the NASCAR once. My wife gave it to me as a Father's Day gift, and that was just insane. Never forget that day. Slowed down too much for that corner, but I'm still improving my time. The rain is. The track is drying. I'm doing what, 8 seconds lower. Let's see if it gets better. It's still wet because I can floor there. There's a lot of things to see, man, and a lot of things that are worth seeing. Like, you know, if you go to the parks, you're just gonna be hot, stay in line. I understand that some people really want to see them, so go to one or two. But I don't know. I'm part of a nature guy. It was too hot there for the carousel. Still alive though. Still wet. Because some places I know I can go like all in. And now the tires are dirty. I really like Florida. When I moved here, I didn't, you know, in the beginning, but I learned to really enjoy it over time, especially here in Central Florida. The game is called Assetto Corsa Gatto Mix. Gatto Missi? Sorry. I don't have reading text, so I have to read the text. One more lap. Didn't hit the right place there on the Evo. No, I'm driving the Supra MK5. The Toyota Supra MK5. Here it is, in all its might and glory. Hey Bex, how much did it cost to install? I hope you're still there. Sorry, I didn't see your message. So it was around $700 in car parts and other parts to make the system work, like Arduinos, wood, carpet, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Oh, yes, sorry, not Evo. Got it. Yeah, silly me. I didn't really understand the question. Foot slipped. Don't drive with socks, kids. Yeah, that's the right answer. So this is the original Assetto Corsa, not the Evo. The track is finally dry enough. We gained about 10 seconds in the last lap, so let's see how much time we can gain in this one. And then I'm gonna stop the live stream for now, but I'll come back eventually. So if you're watching and are not following, consider following. Check out my YouTube channel where I have a bunch of information about tutorials on how to build this. It seems to look good.